I'm Corey Jones, president of Cryptozoic, and I'm going to walk you through our new product. That's the Penny Arcade Gamers vs. Evil, the deck building game. So one of the things that we look for when we look for products to do is properties that are connected to the people that work here. One of the things we talk about quite a bit is the idea of fans first. I know I've mentioned that before. I think I mentioned it in the last video we made for a product. And the idea is that we want to do products that first and foremost we're fans of. And I can speak, I think, pretty broadly for the people here at Cryptozoic when I say everyone really loves the Penny Arcade comics strip and the website associated with it. I've been friends with the Penny Arcade guys for a very long time, so one of the things that we decided we were going to do when we first started the company was to reach out to the Penny Arcade crew and talk about doing some board games for them. So one of the things that we've announced was the Lookouts, which is the high fantasy Boy Scouts property that the Penny Arcade guys put together. And one of the other things we decided we were going to do was a deck building game based on the entire Penny Arcade roster of characters. So that's what this is. This is Penny Arcade, the deck building game. It includes all your favorite characters from the Penny Arcade webcomic. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through all the stuff that comes in the box. And after that, we're going to actually show you how to play the game. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by opening this up. For those of you unfamiliar with what a deck building game is, it takes what's great about a trading card game, which is the opportunity to customize how you play, and puts everything you need into one box. So you have everything straight out of the box to start playing and start building your custom gaming experience. So you can see Penny Arcade, the game, Gamers vs. Evil, very beautiful front of box. This was a custom piece of art done by Mike at Penny Arcade. I think it turned out great. The product looks amazing. One of the things I wanted to mention was that this is actually using the Kraken engine, which is a deck building engine that we may use for other properties. And it was designed by Paul Sotosante, who's a very talented designer. And you're also going to get a chance to see some of the other designers when we actually do the demo who worked on making the cards that went into this specific game, including Mike Dene, who was the lead in creating all these cards. So I'm going to go ahead and open this product up, next big box. So the first thing you'll notice is that it comes with a giant full color instruction manual, so that'll absolutely be able to walk you through how to play the game. Hopefully this video does an even better job, but you'll have this as well to refer back to, and that should get you right up to speed. One of the great things about this also is that it comes with a tray to keep all of your cards organized, which is very important in a deck building game because there are a lot of cards that come with it, about 450 cards. One of the things we actually added to this game, which is a little different from any other deck building game out there, is the use of a dice. So we have a 20-sided dice comes with this, and when you see the game actually played, you'll see how that's implemented. And so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling up some of these components. One of the things that's different about this deck building product also is the idea that we use a hero card. So you get to decide which of the characters you actually want to play from the Penny Arcade franchise when you start out in the beginning of the game. You're going to look at who you have to choose from. So we have Tycho and Gabe, clearly the two leads for the Penny Arcade property, which is absolutely a given. We have Creasy, one of the characters from the property, Carl, who was actually part of one of the spin-off little comics that they created, Jim Dark Magic, their fantasy role-playing game character, Mr. Period, Anarchy, Rex Reddy, the time-traveling dinosaur secret agent, and Catsby, and he actually comes with a twist card to put into your deck. And of course, Scoutmaster, who is part of the Lookouts property, which is another game and comic franchise that we're working on right now too. So these are your different characters that you'll have to choose from when you start the game. So as you can see, we have two giant stacks of cards. Now you don't use all of these cards in every game. One of the great things about a deck building game is that the cards you play with change each time. So it creates this sort of endless combination of ways to actually play, so that every time you sit down to play a deck building game, it's sort of a different experience every time, which keeps it fresh and fun, and that's part of the appeal of what makes a deck building game so great. I want to point out also that we made the tray inside large enough to actually sleeve your cards, and that means put a little plastic sleeve over the card to give it an extra added layer of protection, and we actually sell Cryptozoic sleeves on our website. So if you want to pick those up, you can actually purchase those and keep your deck building game sleeved in this box. It holds it just perfect. So some of the things that I will point out are the inclusion of red-backed versions of all these cards, and this is actually the deck you're going to use when you randomize which of the different cards you're going to play with when you start off with a deck building product. And that's one of each of the cards with a different back, so you don't get it confused with the ones you're going to play with. What we're going to do is give you the starter setup, which means the cards that you play with are actually outlined in the manual. So the first time you play, you're going to lay the cards out as you see here in the manual, and that gives you a real great place to jump into the game, and it keeps it pretty straightforward, pretty simple, so you can get the core mechanics, and then as you continue to play, you can add in some of the cards that are maybe a little more complex, a little more fun in terms of building combos around and all the things that make that deck building experience great. So that is the basics of what come in the box. I'm not going to get into how to play, that's what we're going to do in the next piece of this video. But that's the core components that comes in the Penny Arcade, the game Gamers vs. Evil deck building game.